Hi, this is Anita at WannaBee Chef, and today I'm gonna show you something that is a follow-up from a YouTube video that I did previously showing you how to steam spaghetti squash. So this is the steamed spaghetti squash that we did. I used half to make like an Italian style spaghetti, and the other half is now going to be used like in a baked Italian, almost like an Italian, or we could almost say French, because this is in like a white roux. So a white sauce that you make from a base like a roux. So what I have here, I will start off with adding a little bit of my vegan butter to my pot first. Just added a tablespoon there. Just let the butter melt. So I'm using, like you see, my spaghetti squash. I have some sauteed spinach, which I have sauteed with onions and garlic and salt and pepper. You could use frozen or you could use fresh spinach. I've been using some fresh. There's some sauteed mushrooms, just sliced and sauteed with salt and black pepper. And of course, like I showed you, my spaghetti squash. So I have my pan heating up with the butter, and as soon as my butter is just about done, I will now add also a little bit of oil, because you don't want the butter to literally brown. So I'm adding some olive oil there, and I'm going to now start adding my flour, my white flour, all-purpose flour, and allow the roux to kind of come together. And first roast my all-purpose flour in the butter. Okay, and that's very simple to do. It's a very simple technique to make a basic white sauce, but we're doing this vegan, so we're not going to use any milk. We will be using a plant-based milk, and I'm going to use nut pods, and I'm going to use the original creamer. It has no sugar, and this one is from almond and coconut, which works very well as a replacer for like almost like cream and without any sugar, because you don't want any sugar in this, of course. So there we go. My flour is coming along well. Just kind of make sure that you don't leave it. So you have to be at all times. Don't leave this and walk away. Your flour will burn very easily. Okay? Most of the time, you would add a lot more butter and a lot more oil, but because I'm trying to cut down on oil and butter, I am keeping this a little on the dry side. So you really have a choice of how you want to do this, okay? So this is my vegan white sauce, and I'm just going to shake up my nut pods and open up my nut pod, okay? That's it. And have my whisk ready. Keep my stove on a medium and start adding in the nut pod. And make sure you don't stop whisking this, because you will have it clumping up for you. And if it really does clump up too much, you can always put it in a colander and strain out the lumps. So don't worry if you have lumps. But most of the time, as you continue heating it, the lumps will disappear as you whisk it. But if you do get left with any lumps in the end, you just have to put it through a colander and you will have no more lumps, okay? So as you see, I am continuing to whisk this. I will increase my stove. So as it catches on with the heat, the lumps will just melt through, and you have to keep on whisking this. You cannot stop doing that because it will lump up very easily. So we'll see how mine is doing, and if it does have lumps, I will put it through a colander really fast, okay? We'll see how it goes. So at the same time while I'm doing this, let me just lower the stove and show you what else I'm putting in this. So to give it some cheesy flavor, I'm gonna put some nutritional yeast in my white sauce to give it that taste of cheese. Also, nutritional yeast is very good for you. It's a source of vitamin B. And I'm gonna be adding some vegan broth-based seasoning, which I have often told y'all in my other recipes. This is a chicken flavored broth-based seasoning. It's vegan, it's from Orrington Farms. I really like the taste of this one. I will season it with some salt, and some pepper. You can use white or black pepper. I'm just going to use some freshly ground black pepper, and that's about it. So this is like a nice cheesy sauce that I am whisking up. And yeah, you guys can see that in the camera. Like, look at that. And you can taste for salt as we go along. It's coming along really well. It's yummy. So even without any dairy and any real cheese, we have a great white sauce going here, okay? It's very simple, like also. It was just white flour, butter, oil, and some vegan broth seasoning, and some nutritional yeast to give it that cheesy flavor. And you could use any non-dairy milk of your choice or creamer of your choice. I'm going to turn this off because it's thickening very nicely, like you see. It's nice and thick there. And mine does seem to have a few lumps, so I will have to strain it, I think. I would like to, because you don't want any lumps in your sauce, okay? So this would be a good time to strain it. That's what your sauce looks like. So you go like that. There we go. Okay, so in the meantime, let me show you what I'm doing here. This is my dish that I'm gonna first just spray with some oil. And I am gonna put some breadcrumbs at the bottom, just a few. You could use any breadcrumbs of your choice. If you're gluten-free, then go ahead and use gluten-free breadcrumbs. And then now add a layer of my spaghetti squash, which is almost like real spaghetti. This I had previously done in my Instant Pot, and in another video I'm showing you how to steam this. So please see that YouTube video of mine. Very easy, and it's a fantastic vegetable, and at the same time it tastes so much like pasta. So I did this the other night, and what I did is I made it with some cherry tomatoes and some shallots and some garlic, and it was really delicious. So here's my spinach that I've sauteed with garlic and onion. You can use fresh or frozen spinach. It's your choice. And look how pretty the colors. Like I always tell you, color is so important when you're working with food, because you first eat with your eyes. So between the yellow and the green spinach, and now brown sauteed mushrooms, just go on top like that. So it's a very simple, easy dish. So there we go. And now to top this, I'm gonna first have to top it with the sauce, and give me a moment, I'm gonna strain the sauce. So here we go. This is my strained out sauce. The white sauce, all I did was strained it out in a colander like this, like you can see. And because mine had turned a little bit too thick, I added some hot water and just whisked it in. So look at the consistency. This is what you're looking for, like a consistency like that, okay? So that's it. Now we're pretty much done. We're just gonna pour over the white sauce over this dish, the mushrooms and the spinach and the spaghetti squash. And so this is gonna be nice and moist, and then we're gonna bake it. And just to splurge a little, I'm gonna show you what I am gonna add on top. So even if you're a meat eater, or if your family's a meat eater, this is a great dish because it's got so much happening, and it really I would say indulgence. So what I'm gonna add here is a few drops of some white truffle oil. You could put white, black, or truffle powder, whatever you have. And there we go. And I'm gonna add a little bit more later again, and some breadcrumbs to top it off. So you have these crispy breadcrumbs on top. And that's it. We're set. So this goes in the oven for like just 20 minutes at 350. And that's it. I'm gonna put in, yes, before I forget, I've washed my lemon, and all I'm gonna do is zest a little lemon for some good flavor. This dish is really a yummy combination. It is, I cannot say it's completely gluten-free because I did use a white all-purpose flour, but if you are going gluten-free, you could use a gluten-free flour. So it's really your choice to make it gluten-free, but the pasta is gluten-free. And it's very low in carb because remember the pasta was a spaghetti squash. So the only carb we had in here was a little bit of the white flour. So it's really, when you break it down, the carb level of this dish is very low, and it's even great for meat eaters. So like you see here, it's just a little bit of lemon zest and truffle oil, which I will again top off. and garnish with a little bit of parsley in the end. And that's it. So this is what it's gonna look like, and it goes in the oven at 350, and we're ready to eat tonight. So for recipes like these and others, please subscribe to our channel at WannaBee Chef. I am Chef Anita, and we come up with beautiful recipes, all plant-based, mostly I should say plant-based. We do have some that will have dairy cheese, but most of our recipes are plant-based, and we do give you options. We have tons of recipes of all kinds of cuisines. So please subscribe to our channel and come back again and again for more exciting recipes.